Hello, everyone. I would like to thank you for joining us. I am Dharna Hiptige with my co-host Ishani Prabodha at Buddhist Embassies Teaching Buddhism in the Language of the Modern World series, with a warm welcome to Dr. Rathnasiri Rathnayaka, who is a senior lecturer and head of Department of Buddhist Thought, Graduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies, University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka. He holds a Ph.D. in Buddhist Studies and has extensive teaching experience in multiple countries. Dr. Rathnasiri regularly reviews scholarly publications and has presented his findings at more than 50 international and national conferences. I look forward to your presentation on mindful scrolling, practicing Buddhism in the digital era, finding peace in a scrolling world. I would like to start off with a question. How can we apply the principles of sense door restraint in our digital lives? Furthermore, Dr. Rathnasiri, what practical strategies can help us transition from endless scrolling to mindful engagement?
Hello everyone, and thank you Dharna and Ishani. So let me begin this way. Yes, mindful scrolling practicing Buddhism in the digital era, and the solution is to find peace in the scrolling world. First and foremost, although you know that what digital era is, so that is the period where digital technologies are central to daily life. This is a period marked by the widespread of use of digital technologies. Digital era, in other words, called information age. So that's where we we create a lot of information is created, stored, processed, and shared in digital form. And the key devices, smartphones, computers, and internet. Now we cannot reject, nobody can reject the use of technologies, and that has been a part and parcel of our life. So rejection is in a way is a kind of ignorance and stupidity. So what we should find is how to scroll up and down, that's the modern word, without getting attached or incurring any detrimental or harmful or hazardous effects, or especially on the mind. And as you know, according to even Buddhism and even according to the modern psychology and health science, a human is a combination of mental physical phenomena. So that is a major fact, and we have psychosomatic effect as human beings. Therefore, even the use of technologies, mindful scrolling is important. So once we look at the topic, the mindful, that is the solution there. But let me talk about how mind works. So mind is a non-physical phenomena, and mind is not the brain. Brain is something that is physical, and mind arises dependent on mental physical qualities, and mind cannot arise alone. It's not isolated. In conformity with Buddhism, mind is conditioned, and it's because of the mind that everything what is positive or negative arises. That's why we say, according to Titwag of Dhammapada, mind is the forerunner for good and bad. Therefore, so scrolling up and down, even to me, even in the morning, I just had about 15-20 minutes to scroll up and down. That's our daily habit now. We can't get rid of it. That's the reality, ground reality. Now, the most important thing is that whatever we do, whatever we speak, whatever we think, or whatever we are engaged in, is to be something that we should have positive impacts, not negative impacts. So our question is how to keep scrolling and find peace without getting our mind damaged and all our daily habits damaged. So, human is a combination of mental, physical phenomena, and they are the prominent place is mind. mind cannot work without body. So that is the interdependency of body and mind. That is well said using a kind of analogy. Example, Talakalapiya Sutta. That is, mind is supported by the body and vice versa. So, especially the mind part, mindset, that is, according to Mula Sutta, full of three major mental impurities, which are known as kilesa or defilements or fermentations, lobha, dosa, moha. And everybody, irrespective of religion, actually these three infirmities or let's say weaknesses, defilements, tends have no religion, no territory, no demarcation, no any ethnicity, any religious faith. They are common to everybody, wherever you are. So these lobha, dosa, moha are the three major things which are known as noxious trio that cause everything. Okay, so if you don't have a control over these, you can't stop it and eradicate them at once. That is impossible. So if anybody asks you to eradicate all these, that is not the reality, but there is a way of controlling. So our main thing is to find peace while scrolling is controlling them. The main thing is that these lobha, dosa, moha rise at different levels, and as humans, earth beings, we should be able to control them. We should be aware of their impacts, the detrimental kind of harm that incur them. When the level of lobha, or lobha we call greed, actually English words are not capable enough to convey the real meaning in depth and purity that the Pali conveys. Anyway, greed, when the greed level of greed increases, it becomes lobha becomes abhijja. So we should try our level best to keep lobha from increasing to that level, abhijja. So that is so harmful to yourself, others, and everybody. Atta parattu behatta. And when the level of that intensity lobha is harmful, even lobha, so we should know actually Buddhism very well. Not ism. There is no ism in Buddhism. We'll talk about it in another episode. So Buddhism, there is no ism. Buddha's teachings, even there is good lobha and bad lobha, or vishama lobha, and righteous lobha and unrighteous lobha. That is where Buddhism teaches us. So we have no any problem with Buddha's teachings. It's universally applicable and globally practical. So when the level of intensity of lobha increases, that forms avijja, and that causes lots of problems. So even when scrolling up and down, whatever the information we look at, we enjoy, we should not allow our mind to have higher and higher level of lobha. That's one thing. Then when the moha level, that is we call actually in English ill will is not a good word, or hatred is also one of the words that misleads. So when the dosa level, that's called anger, laziness, they fall into the category of dosa. So when that level of dosa increases, it becomes vyapada or bhyapada, aversion. That is very bad, really bad. It's very harmful and detrimental. And the other one is delusion, wrong view. Wrong view is, so we need actually extra time and extra programs to describe them, but keeping in line with the topic. So when the moha level increases, that forms a kind of higher delusion, intensity of delusion, that's known as micca ditti. So when these levels increase, they cause a lot of problem. So now the main thing is that usually we know we have to communicate through lots of messages and store photos and files in the cloud, and we have to attend online meetings and classes. So that's technology, and we are even meeting today because of technology. So we should know how to get rid of the positive impact of technology. So social media is, as I told you at the beginning, inception, has become a part and parcel of our life. So daily life has shifted from physical paper-based methods to fast screen-based digital systems. Okay, now let's come to the topic: how to get rid of this scrolling world mindfully. So mindfulness is the main thing that is well elaborated and well spoken, widespread everywhere in the world, even in Buddhism, even in other religious faiths. So mindfulness, usually we say be now, be in the present. So even a bad person can be in the present. Just like, let's say a robber can rob a most sophisticated bank, and he can concentrate fully on what he's doing at the moment. But here be on present means, usually we know how our mind works, all the thoughts. So usually the uncontrolled mind produces lots of thoughts, a series of thoughts. So even when you scroll up and down, that happens. If you know at least a bit of this, how it gets attracted, and how we are, soft away. So when we have lots of thoughts, that's called papancha, or in Sanskrit we call prapancha, a series of thoughts coming one after another. But if we have control, that's good. So even when scrolling up and down, if you're not mindful, what happens is that maybe at the moment or maybe later, you have lots of thoughts. If we analyze thoughts, that's very clear. We don't have much science and knowledge to look at this, to know this, to be aware of this. So when we analyze thoughts, the thoughts which come to our mind are almost related to either past or future. But past or future thoughts, we contemplate on the present moment. I repeat. Now, when we have lots of thoughts related to past, and when these thoughts are basically, let's say, negative, not positive, and especially the thoughts, when the thoughts cause worries and restlessness, we call uttacha kukkucha, related to past. And in modern world, we say, in modernity, we say depression. So depression is felt, that is stressful, and that is felt in the present. So and all the thoughts related to future, okay, especially incurring detrimental impacts. In modern sense, it's termed as anxiety. So even anxiety is felt present moment. So either the thoughts which are known as depression, in one word, an umbrella term, or anxiety, an umbrella term, are felt at the present moment. So that's called stress. So stress is felt in different way, and anyway, that really destroys our peace of mind. So especially when scrolling, we should be mindful of what we scroll and what we get attached to. So if the information are so let's say negative, and they destroy the peace of mind, we should be mindful of that. So mindfulness is the main thing. So that's why Buddha says in the Ambalattika Raulavada Sutta, Ambalattika Raulavada. So this is actually Buddhism in the modern, that's a heritage. Therefore, I like to, there are formulas that provide, unprecedented and everlasting guidance. They are really the reality of mind, and even the guidance. Ambalattika, that is the instruction given to novice Rahula under the mango stone. That's how it gets named. So Buddha says humans are of three actions: mental actions, verbal actions, and bodily actions. And out of them, mental actions are the most important. So whatever we should do, we should be mindfully performing it. For example, so let's say that we taking from that as a formula and element. So when we scroll up and down, we should be mindful, mindful, okay, not for technically mindful of mindful whether the what you scroll, what you see, what you sense through the sense doors, Basically, you look at the smartphone or look at anything that is so much of interest to you through your eyes, and you hear your with your ears, and all these are connected. Then you that actually convey a lot of things to your mind. Then you have consciousness. So let's technically talk about them. So you should be mindful of what you scroll and see, mindfully see that these are the strategies that we should use every time. So we should mindfully see whether that is harmful to you, harmful to others, and harmful to everybody. Atta paratta ubehatta is a wonderful strategy. See whether it is beneficial to you, beneficial to others, and beneficial to both. And the most important strategy that we can adopt, taking this formula, Ambalattika Ralo the Sutta, that you should be mindful of what you're going to scroll before you scroll, before you look at it. That's wonderful. That means you have a kind of awareness, alertness as a human being. What you're going to scroll, and whether it is kind of pre knowledge, pre thinking, pre contemplation, whether it is harmful or detrimental, I mean beneficial to you and others and both. You, others and both. Okay, before you look at it, scroll, and then the second strategy is that while you are scrolling, while you're looking at it, you should be mindful whether it's harmful or beneficial to you and both while you're doing it. And the most nicest thing, even according to Ambalatika Rahala the Sutta, that even you should be mindful after you have performed it, after you have looked at it. So before you do it, while you are doing it, after you have done it. So it's so nice. So that's a kind of practical strategy or device methodology that we can use. So I know even personally, and to speak frankly, I spend maybe half an hour, maybe without my knowledge, maybe 1 hour. We scroll up and down. That has become a kind of a habitual continuation in our daily life. So, but as a scholar, as a kind of sensible person and a teacher and an adult, I'm aware, especially the time I spend and whether I think of it, whether what I'm going to look at, scroll is harmful to me or others, and so on. So actually, we are living in an age where lots of information is available, but there's a saying that reading makes a perfect man. One of my teachers, professors, said no, not that actually makes a sense, but he says that selected reading makes a perfect man. Selected, you select what's to be read, what's not to be read. Therefore, so mindfulness, there are two types of, not only, maybe 5 types of mindfulness. Mindfulness that is supramundane, high level, lokuttara, and mindfulness that can be applied with regard to mundane life, secular life. And there are different, so even mindfulness, right mindfulness and wrong mindfulness. So here I talk about right mindfulness. So if you are fully aware, as actually young people have much more potential and awareness and power and energy than the adults, because they have a high level of grasping, high level of adaptation. So when they are aware of these factors and strategies, they can actually I have ample many youngsters who are scrolling up and down mindfully. Yes, that is actually a fact that I should mention here. And although there are some people who have some even lots of mental cases because of the scrolling up and down every day from morning up until evening, that has become a kind of detrimental habit that is really bad. So if you are mindful of what you do, especially in the digital age, so at the fingertip. It's very easy for us to get everything. So we are not to be get attached. At the level of attachment, the level of attachment is the most important thing, and that we should concern. So we have likes and dislikes. Even the Arahantas, Buddhas, Pachaka Buddhas, even the person who has completely eradicated defilements have likes and dislikes, preferences, and everything. But the major thing is that their level of attachment. Attachment comes because of craving, and they all come into being, come into practice because of these three loba dosa moha that's common to everybody. So if you have a control over these loba dosa moha, the control begins from mindfulness. So right mindfulness. So you can use, that's not the one and only strategy, but even according to almost all the religions, and in conformity with Buddha's teachings, Buddha says, yoniso manasikara, that is a wider aspect of mindfulness, is the only thing that that is found in the world. So that is, if you that's only one thing that increases all the positive qualities of mind. That means niklesa or skillfulness, that is actually a kusala chitta. So we should look at even all these, scroll up and down with kind of kusala chitta. That is the strategy. Okay, and then that's why Buddha says again, ayonasi manasikara is the only one thing in the world that increases akusala, unskillful qualities, weak qualities. Therefore, the application is mindfulness. To apply mindfulness to a certain level, your mind should be, kind of controlled, or kind of calm, kind of, let's say in short, concentrated mind. Concentration, certain concentration should be available in your mind, and that is achieved through good verbal bodily behavior. Okay, so you can apply mindfulness mindfully, not technically, and see what you scroll up and down is beneficial to you, beneficial to others, and everybody, before you scroll it, while you're scrolling it, and after you have scrolled. Okay, that's I had to say in short. Dharna, do you have any questions in relation to that? Ishani?
Actually, thank you, Doctor, for the thoughtful answer. I have a question. Is it
Yes.
still possible to achieve the same level of deep focus as the previous generations, like Doctor himself, in the world dominated by the constant notifications, algorithms, and social media?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and is actually a question of timely importance. But I must clarify something here, that even in the olden time and now, and the attachment of mind, the engagement of mind with the internal world and the external world is the same. But there may be lots of different things. Yeah, even in the time of the Buddha, just to answer your question directly and then go ahead with some elaboration, Shani. So even at the time of the Buddha, everybody didn't get a high level of mind development. Okay, only few, not many. That's the nature of the world. So you see, no, everybody is not equally intelligent and talented and wise. There are certain different levels, different levels. So even when the Buddha was walking to meet the five friends ascetic at Isipatana, Benares, he met Upakaji, he was a wanderer. Wanderer means kind of paribrajaka. So when the Buddha said, I am Buddha, but he just nodded. Even he didn't raise a question. How do you say that you are a Buddha? No, he didn't say. Maybe or not maybe. So he left. If he just raised one question, or even doubtedly spoke against the Buddha, he would have been the first convert. That is his level. But later, he was fortunate to come back and actually could attain what the Buddhism suggests. Okay, so that's it. Even the five ascetics, Kondanya, Vapabhadya, Mahanama, why their names are mentioned in such a kind of succession? We don't say Mahanama Asaji Vappa, no. Kondanya, Vapabhadya, Mahanama Asaji. They are known as fivefold ascetics. Although they were practicing asceticism, very hard practice, but there were five different types of systems or methodologies. But who attained the highest level of mental development? Kondanya, not in one day. He got the first level of attainment, Sotapanna, that is stream entry, not in one day. So even Asaji is mentioned in the final list as the final member, because he was the one who attained the so-called arahantship. We can't say so-called arahantship. Finally, so even today, yes, there are people who can attain such things. Actually, in comparison, what you say is in a way correct, because so those days, even not, let's say 40, 50 years back, I can remember when I was a student and a child, uh, we had no TV, no electricity at many areas. So almost all the people have their dinner around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and no TV, no scrolling up and down, no smartphone, nothing. So parents and the children went to bed early. They had no lots of mental issues, but it doesn't mean that they had no mental issues, but they have no opportunities, situations that could disturb their mental. Their life was so simple. But now, as you say, that's a reality. We live in an age where lots of information is available. But we are not to forget at the same time that the ancient people had no, but the internationally, even the higher people had lots of opportunities, even in the ancient time. There are lots of evidence. But basically, the ancient people had no any means of information, so they were not educated, most of them. So education and intelligence are two different things, but no, they couldn't find information ready at hand. Now we are living in an age, although I actually accept that we are living in an age where lots of information is available. Even you can't go and walk without closing your eyes and ears. Even you can hear even a song, no, which is being played. Maybe when you especially when you travel in a Sri Lankan bus or train, we see lots of people using smartphone even loud, but not in other country. But here we can stop it, and we have to be engaged in lots of things. But at the same time, there are many teachers, there are many occasions, Kalyana Mittas, even a lot of information available to see what is wrong, what is positive, comparatively. So even in this age, because of the technology, that's why we are talking. No, I'm from Sri Lanka, you're from Canada, okay, and many maybe listening to us, watching us. So because of the technology, so it's reachable, and the gap between us has been completely destroyed. So we can talk. Therefore, we are able to cultivate and kind of mindfulness, and even develop a peaceful mind. Although we can listen to these, and we grasp all these, and we are habitually uh, in the engagement of looking at these, but we are not to be overwhelmed with these. We don't allow them to destroy peace. Being aware of mindfulness and what is positive, what is negative, so we can even cultivate kind of a higher peaceful mind. So there are even among the lay people, even young people, adults, and even nuns and monks, even in other actually, irrespective of religions and faiths and ethnicities, there are people who have developed such level of mind. It's completely possible through these programs and through good, practitioners, guides, adults, and Dhamma speakers from any religion. No problem. We can get instruction from them. We can even, extract a lot of information from there are lots of sources. So knowing them, the strategies how to keep from uh, getting drowned. So we can actually use those strategies and go ahead. So it's not a big thing. And personally, the main thing I must mention here that if you want to develop your mind, if you have a frank intention, volition, that to remain peaceful, first of all, actually we can't do this by force. It should come voluntarily within yourself. So even your mother, parents, and even the Buddha cannot, Jesus cannot, Allah cannot, any leader cannot, completely convert you. So that power potential is within you. So once you get the good guidance, once you are open to the positive qualities, even from the technologies, information sources, it's possible. It's not that easy, not that difficult. The willing mind is the determined mind is the main thing.
Those were all the questions we had. Thank you for answering our questions and giving us such an insightful answer.
Thank you very much, Dharna and Ijani.